Imagine this. You finally get the job you've been chasing for years. You're making $120,000 a year. Your parents are proud. Your friends are impressed. Your LinkedIn profile looks like you made it. And yet, at the end of the month, you check your bank account, and it's basically empty. Not negative, but definitely not rich. And you're sitting there thinking, how am I making six figures and still stressed about money? Look, if that's you, you're not alone. In fact, this is happening to millions of people right now. And today I'm going to explain something that most people refuse to accept. Your salary will never make you rich, even if it's high. Not because you're lazy, not because you're bad with money, but because the entire system is designed so that a salary keeps you comfortable enough to survive, but never free enough to escape. And once you see why, you'll never look at your paycheck the same way again. My name is James, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, investing, and why so many people stay broke even when they're doing everything right. If you're someone who works hard, tries to earn more, and still feels like you're stuck in a financial hamster wheel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're breaking down the uncomfortable truth, why your salary will never make you rich, even if it's high. Here's the thing. From the time we're kids, we're taught one simple formula. Go to school, get good grades, get a good job, earn a high salary, become rich. And it sounds logical, but that formula has one massive problem. It's outdated. It worked in the 1950s. Back then, a middle-class salary could buy a house, a car, raise kids, pay for college, retire comfortably, and still have money left over. But today, a high salary doesn't automatically mean financial freedom. It just means you have a more expensive lifestyle to maintain. And this is where it gets really interesting, because even people earning $200,000 a year can still be broke, and it happens more often than you think. According to a Lending Club report, around half of Americans earning over $100,000 still live paycheck to paycheck. Yes, six figures, still paycheck to paycheck. That should scare you, because if $100,000 isn't enough, then what is?
Let's start with the most obvious reason salary won't make you rich: taxes. Look, I'm not here to debate politics. I'm just here to talk math. Let's say you make $150,000 per year. That sounds amazing, but in reality, after federal tax, state tax, Social Security, Medicare, your take-home might be closer to $100,000, sometimes even less. So your $150,000 salary is actually $100,000 in your bank account. And now you're thinking, okay, but $100,000 take-home is still really good. Sure, but wait, because that was just the first punch.
Let's talk about inflation. Inflation is basically the government-approved way of saying everything is going to get more expensive every year. And your salary? It usually doesn't keep up. Over the past few years, inflation spiked massively. Groceries, rent, gas, insurance, everything went up. And this is the part most people don't realize. Even if your salary increases by 5%, if inflation rises by 6%, you just got poorer. You didn't feel it immediately, but you got poorer. It's like walking up an escalator that's moving downward. You're working hard, but you're still losing ground. And inflation destroys salary earners more than anyone else because salary earners don't own enough assets. They own liabilities. Now we enter the real danger zone, the lifestyle trap. This is the part where your salary starts working against you, because when you earn more, you spend more. Not always because you're irresponsible, but because society expects you to upgrade. New job? Upgrade your wardrobe. Promotion? Upgrade your car. Higher salary? Upgrade your apartment. And now you're paying $2,800 rent instead of $1,500. $700 car payment instead of $300, expensive restaurants, subscriptions, vacations, furniture, gadgets, self-care spending. And suddenly, your six-figure salary feels like minimum wage. Here's what most people don't realize. Lifestyle inflation is not a spending problem, it's a psychology problem. Because you start believing you deserve these upgrades. And maybe you do, but rich people don't become rich by deserving. They become rich by owning. This is the most important part of the entire video. Your salary is linear, meaning you trade time for money. Work 40 hours, get paid. Work 60 hours, get paid more. But wealth is exponential. Wealth grows even when you sleep. Let me explain. If you earn $100,000 per year, your income looks like this. Year 1, $100K. Year 2, $100K. Year 3, $100K. Year 4, $100K. Yes, it might increase a bit, but it's basically flat. Now compare that to someone who invests $500 per month into the S&P 500. If they invest consistently for 30 years at an average of 8% return, they could end up with around $700,000 to $1 million, depending on returns. And the crazy part? The last 10 years creates most of the wealth, because compound interest is slow until it's not. That's why rich people don't focus on salary. They focus on assets, because assets compound. Salary doesn't. Look, this might sound harsh, but rich people don't rely on paychecks. They rely on ownership. They own stocks, businesses, real estate, royalties, digital products, intellectual property, and equity. And those things pay them whether they show up or not. Salary is like carrying water with your hands. You can carry a lot, but it keeps leaking out. Assets are like building a pipeline. Slow at first, but once it's built, the money flows automatically. This is where it gets really interesting, because even a high salary is fragile. If you lose your job, your income goes to zero. If you get sick, your income goes to zero. If your industry collapses, your income goes to zero. A salary is not freedom, it's permission to survive. Now, you might be thinking, okay, James, so what? Should I quit my job? No, that's not what I'm saying. A salary is useful. It's just not the end goal. Here's what most people don't realize. A salary is a tool. It's like fuel. But most people burn their fuel driving in circles. They spend their paycheck on things that do not create more money. They buy cars that depreciate, clothes that depreciate, phones that depreciate, furniture that depreciates, vacations that disappear, and then they wonder why they're not building wealth. Wealth is built by converting income into ownership. That's it. That's the entire game. Let me tell you a quick story. Let's say there's a guy named Mike. Mike makes $180,000 a year. He feels successful, but Mike also has a $900 a month car payment, a $4,000 a month mortgage, credit card debt, student loans, expensive lifestyle habits, and no investments. Mike's net worth is basically zero, or worse, negative. Now compare him to someone named Sarah. Sarah makes $65,000 a year, but Sarah invests $800 a month. She drives a paid-off car. She lives below her means. After 15 years, Sarah could easily have $250,000 to $400,000 invested. Mike? Still stressed, still working, still trapped. So who is richer? Not the person with the higher salary, the person with the higher ownership. Here's the psychological reason. Salary won't make you rich. Because salary is tied to ego. When people earn more, they don't just want a better life.
They want proof that they're winning. So they buy things that signal success: luxury car, luxury watch, luxury apartment. But those things don't make you rich. They make you look rich. And looking rich is expensive. Actually, it's one of the most expensive hobbies in the world. And here's the irony.
Let's define rich, because rich isn't a salary number. It's a freedom number. If your monthly expenses are $5,000 and you have investments that generate $5,000 per month, you're financially free. So how much wealth would you need? If you follow the 4% rule, you'd need $5,000 per month equals $60,000 per year. $60,000 divided by 0.04 is $1.5 million. So even if you earn $200,000 per year, you're not rich unless you build assets. Because rich isn't income. Rich is independence. Rich is when your time...
Here's what most people don't realize. Your salary has a ceiling. You can't scale your time infinitely. Even doctors, even lawyers, even engineers. At some point, you can't work more hours. You can't take more shifts. You can't add more clients. You hit a limit. But assets don't have a ceiling. Stocks don't care how tired you are. Real estate doesn't care if you're sick. Businesses can scale beyond your physical effort. That's why wealth grows faster than salary. This might sound weird, but a high salary can actually ruin you because it gives you the illusion of safety. You start thinking, I don't need to invest yet. I don't need to build a business. I don't need to worry. And then suddenly, you're 40, then 50, and you realize you built a life that requires your paycheck to survive. That's not wealth. That's a golden cage, a very shiny cage, but still a cage.
Okay, so if salary won't make you rich, what will? Here are the real steps. Step 1. Use your salary as a wealth machine. Your job is not the goal. It's the engine. Your job is to take part of your salary and convert it into assets every month, automatically. Step 2. Build a wealth percentage. Instead of asking, how much do I make? Ask, how much of what I make do I keep and invest? If you make $80,000 and invest 30%, you will outperform someone making $150,000 investing 5%. Step 3. Avoid lifestyle inflation like a virus. The biggest danger isn't low income, it's increasing expenses. Every time you upgrade your lifestyle, you delay freedom. Step 4. Invest like a robot. Automate it. S&P 500 index funds, retirement accounts, diversified portfolios. Boring investing wins. Exciting investing destroys people. Step 5. Build income streams that don't need you. This is where it gets really interesting, because even small side income streams can become huge. Examples: digital products, affiliate income, YouTube channels, online courses, small businesses, rental property, investing dividends. The goal is simple: get paid without being present. Now you might be thinking, James, I need my salary to survive. I can't invest. And I get it. But here's what most people don't realize. You don't need to invest a lot. You need to invest consistently. Even $100 per month for 30 years at 8% return becomes around $150,000. Not life-changing, but powerful. Now increase it to $500 per month, and now you're in millionaire territory. The difference between broke and wealthy is often just a few $100s redirected per month. Not earned, redirected. So here's the truth. Salary won't make you rich, because salary is temporary. Your boss can replace you. Your company can downsize you. Your job can disappear. But assets? Assets stay.
Assets grow. Assets pay you. And the sooner you stop worshiping salary, the sooner you start building freedom. Because rich people aren't rich because they earn more. They're rich because they own more. And the best part? You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to start a billion-dollar business. You don't need to invent anything. You just need to stop doing what most people do and start using your salary like a weapon. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Your salary is not your wealth. Your salary is your starting point. The paycheck is step one. What you do after the paycheck determines whether you stay trapped forever or whether you eventually become financially free. And look, you can keep chasing promotions and you can keep increasing your salary, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't build assets, you're just building a bigger cage. So start small. Invest monthly. Control lifestyle inflation. Build ownership. Because freedom isn't about earning more. Freedom is about needing less and owning more. If this video helped you, make sure to hit subscribe, because on this channel, we talk about money the way people should talk about money. And if you want, comment below. Salary is not wealth, and I'll know you're one of the few people who actually gets it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.